Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. For those of you new here, hello, my name is Skylar. I am a certified dog trainer and pet nutritionist. You all seem to love my video about the benefits of goat's milk so much, so today we are going to be going over the benefits of adding bone broth to your pet's diet. Bone broth helps to strengthen the gut lining. Bone broth is full of a naturally occurring gelatin that kind of works as a spackle to help fill in all of those enlarged pores in the gut that can lead to leaky gut syndrome. This gelatin also works with the collagen that's found in bone broth to help nourish the skin and coat, which helps to improve the texture and appearance. Bone broth is also a fantastic hydration helper. By adding bone broth to your pet's diet, not only are you replenishing all that moisture that they're probably not getting from their diet already, but you're also adding in electrolytes. These electrolytes are really great at maintaining the body's moisture, which helps to fend off dehydration, which is super great, especially in the warmer months when heat exhaustion and heat stroke are such a concern. Bone broth is great for joint support. Bone broth is a natural source of glucosamine chondroitin, which helps to protect and lubricate your pet's joints. Especially if you have a larger breed dog or a dog of a certain age, protecting and lubricating those joints is very important, and adding bone broth to their diet just is another great way of adding that glucosamine chondroitin. If you have a younger dog, you're still going to be interested in this part of bone broth because the more that you're able to protect those joints now, the less likely they are to develop joint issues in the future. On top of the glucosamine chondroitin, bone broth is also full of gelatin, which also helps to cushion and lubricate those joints and add another protective layer between the bone. The amino acids in bone broth are also linked to lower inflammation, and a big part of arthritis is the inflammation part. When the joints are inflamed, it makes things really sore and uncomfortable. So fighting that inflammation is going to be extremely important. Bone broth is also super great for the immune system and full of vitamins, minerals, and other nutrients. Animal bones are full of essential minerals like potassium, calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, and a whole bunch of other minerals. Again, all of those connective tissues that are found in the bones that you're using to make bone broth, full of glucosamine chondroitin, which then benefit the bones and joints of our pets. And the bone marrow contains essential vitamins like vitamins A and vitamin K2, as well as minerals like iron, boron, zinc, selenium, and manganese. Like I said, bone broth is a great thing to be adding to your pet's diet. I will caution you about typical bone broths that you do find in the store. Most bone broths that are made for human consumption tend to be really high in sodium, a lot higher than I'm comfortable with giving my pets on a daily basis. For that reason, I typically either make my own or I get the Primal bone broths that come in the freezer. Either one's great, and if you're able to find a very low sodium bone broth in the grocery store, that'll be totally fine as well. As far as how much you should be giving your pet of these bone broths really depends on the quality and texture of the bone broth. If your bone broth is more of like a jelly, super gelatinous and jiggly, a couple tablespoons for a larger dog, single tablespoon for a smaller dog, totally fine. And then I would just recommend adding water to the food to compensate for some of the moisture that a very gelatinous bone broth is not able to create. For a more watery bone broth, and you can achieve this by just adding water to your already existing bone broth, 1/4 of a cup per 25-ish pounds per day is a great place to be at, and ultimately adding a little bit less or a little bit more won't do too much damage. Bone broth is also a really great palatant, so if you have a dog or a cat that's maybe not super interested in their food, maybe they've just come off being sick and introducing food again is a little bit sketchy to them, adding bone broth is going to help enhance the flavor and will help to entice them to eat. This is one of my little tricks. As a lot of you know, I have a 15-year-old Lossipoo. He can be a little bit picky sometimes, but he always goes for the bone broth and the goat's milk. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. If you haven't already checked out my goat milk video or my kibble toppers video, I highly recommend checking those ones out. As always, kibble was made for the convenience of the consumer and not the optimal health of your pet. So any meat and moisture that you're able to add to your pet's diet makes it much more well-rounded, much more easy to digest, and ultimately just more biologically appropriate to your pet. If you already add bone broth to your pet's diet, let us all know down in the comments some of the benefits that you've seen from adding this. And if you are starting to add bone broth, if you have any questions, you can leave those down in the comments as well. I'm hoping to kind of create a whole playlist of different things that you can top your foods with, so you can find all of that in the description below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.